Wealth. It's time for some information and inspiration. It's time to talk about health and nutrition. Nutrition for your body, for your mind, for your spirit. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition. Proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, supplementation for when you don't. Let's Talk Nutrition. Scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Daily prizes and giveaways. Follow Dr. Garko on Twitter at Dr. Garko and on Facebook at facebook.com/Dr. Michael Garko. Now, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition.
Well, I guess we're in the grips of winter. It's now in the south for sure. I know you folks, the listener living in the Northeast and the Midwest, upper Midwest, have really had a difficult time. I commented on that yesterday, and it doesn't abate. So today, really crappy here in Tampa. It's where the show originates, in case you were wondering, and has done so for a long time, over the last 9.5, 3/4 years. And somebody was talking to me. He said, I noticed you mentioned the weather from time to time. I said, yeah, because it has a big impact on health. And you heard my guest this past week, Jeff Van Heck. I don't know if you were listening, if you recall. He lives in Chicago, and that day, I don't know what the temperature was, some ridiculous low number. And he's mentioned on the air that he wanted to move, but he talked with his wife about it, and she's not up for that. So we had a lot of fun with that. And he told me off air, he said, I just can't do this anymore. And it's true. It gets too hard. It's really difficult. It takes so much energy and effort to make it through the day in that kind of terrible weather, below zero temps. I know you get it. I lived in it for a long time, was born and raised in that stuff. And I understand you get acclimated, but man. And it seems like we're having more episodes of extreme weather during the winter months. You really you feel the effect, of course, in the summer too, with the extreme heat. But that is all about climate change. It's not just global warming. It's climate change. These episodes of intense weather, one after another, more frequent, more intense. It's interesting. We seem to notice this pattern. One of the advantages of living in the warmer climate, it's just not as difficult. So I empathize with you. And we're at the end of the week, and I was looking at all the stories and studies we covered over this past week, the guests, and cover a lot of territory and terrain on this show. Some of it's mainstream, of course. A lot of it is science-based, evidence-based research. And this is an evidence-based show, and I think that's a very important aspect of the show. It always has been the way I produce it, because you have to have some confidence in what's being reported. And from time to time, I move in and out of a journalistic mode. When you do commentary, that's not necessarily journalism. That's commentary. When you're a journalist, you're a medical journalist, you report. Dispassionately, you report it. So this show is a mix of both. It's a mix of both, because it's edutainment. If it's going to be hardcore, straight up, just reporting of studies and stories and studies, and it's not going to work. So you have to have a point of view, and the show does have a point of view, and of course, it's called Let's Talk Nutrition for a reason. And the point of view, simply in a word, is that the way I see it, nutrition is the foundation, the framework, however you want to put that together for health, wellness, and well-being. Roads begin and end with nutrition, sooner or later, somehow, in some form or fashion. And then, of course, there's lifestyle. I separate those out: diet, lifestyle, nutraceuticals, pharmaceuticals, all kinds of different therapies we explore on the show, but always within the context and framework of nutrition. And yesterday I was talking about the consequences of food. Food is not just food. There's qualitative, quantitative differences, cultural differences. There are the effects of food. I mean, a lot of these things are patently obvious when you start to study it formally and you take nutrition courses, chemistry, anatomy and physiology, whatever. You start to enrich that understanding and realize and just understand how important. Without nutrition, where are you going? Nowhere. And it's not just to keep you alive, it's to keep you healthy with quality of life for as long as you can. And I keep saying that the emphasis on this show with diet and lifestyle is because I believe that a lot of the variants, or most of the variants of aging and disease, staying healthy, the flip side, and slowing the aging process is connected to diet and lifestyle, which puts a lot of the taking charge, so to speak, in your hands with your choices and decisions. That being said, that's easy to say, and that's where we come in and try to help a little bit with how do you get at this? What do you need to know? What do you need to know in terms of how to move from thinking about it to doing and then sticking with it? Now, there is, I guess we can put up, if you're watching the show at letstalknutrition.com, you'll see that when I report on certain stories and studies, like I'm going to do now, and these dietary guidelines, the government has published a scientific report of dietary guidelines since, I believe, my memory serves me, since the 1980s. And these are very interesting, these dietary guidelines. And when you read, and if you go to if you use a search engine like Google and type in Dietary Guidelines 2015, look for the PDF from the government, and you'll get the full report. It's extensive. And what's interesting in that report is that it seems to reflect the point of view of this show. And what am I getting at? For example, I'm quoting now in the introduction. They said, the potential for the guidelines to inform policy and practice is critical, given the significant nutrition-related health issues facing the U.S. population. And then they begin to discuss overweight, obesity, and other diet-related chronic diseases. Less than potential dietary patterns in the United States, another heading. Food insecurity. And when you read this report, it's laced with one reference and theme after another as to the importance of nutrition. Dietary guidelines, nutrition. It's about nutrition. And that's what they focus on. And the report is hefty. And and it just scratches the surface of what you could talk about. It's intriguing to me how the obvious escapes us. I dare say there are very few people walking the earth that don't understand the importance of food, right? But I really, and I think most people understand the implications of food and what you eat and what might happen to you if you eat certain things, both good, bad, or otherwise. But what still puzzles most experts, and There's a multi-billion-dollar industry in consulting and trying to help people, notwithstanding what they know, to still do the right nutritional thing and to get into nutrition the right way, which will become an important little phrase here, given my guest today. Hi, this is Dr. Michael Garko. Did you know that over 20 million people in the United States suffer from some form of joint pain? If you have joint or muscle pain, Flexin can help. Good joints are an essential part of everyday life, and the lack of healthy joints can prevent you from enjoying daily activities and rob you of a better quality of life. Flexin is specially formulated with CM8 to provide the pain relief and support your joints need. Flexin CM8 is designed to lubricate your joints and muscles while reducing inflammation and supporting stronger cartilage. Flexin isn't just another glucosamine supplement, it's much more. Its extraordinary formula is composed of powerful ingredients and a special blend of enzymes that make digestion and absorption fast and easy, with results in as little as 1 week. So if you want to enjoy everyday activities again and improve your quality of life, look no further than Flexin. For more information, call 1-800-NPAIN. That's 1-800-NPAIN, or visit your local fine health food store and pick up a bottle of Flexin today.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Did you know that when it comes to supporting whole body health, there's an herbal supplement that may be as important as your daily multivitamin? Discover Zyflamend Whole Body from New Chapter. Formulated to support a whole body, healthy inflammation response, an ongoing natural process and part of the body doing its job. We often think of the inflammation response as something we can feel, such as where there are sensitive nerve endings. But did you know that we can also have an inflammation response we can't feel? And whether we are aware of it or not, our inflammation response can affect the whole body. Zyflamend is a patented blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, that help balance and support your body's natural, healthy inflammation response for overall health and wellness. And it's clinically tested. Discover the premier herbal supplement for whole body health from New Chapter, Zyflamend Whole Body. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Available at your local fine health food store.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. Garden of Life, empowering extraordinary health. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Flexin, the joint health experts. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Here's the number, 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. You can call the show anytime you want. Of course, the show does air at different times in different markets, being that it's syndicated across the U.S. It originates out of Tampa, Florida in the morning. So it does play at different times. So if you want to listen to the show live or watch it live, it originates at 9 a.m. Central. Eastern. What's Central? I've never been in the Central Zone all that much. Eastern. And you can, again, watch and listen to the show live that way. Going to letstalknutrition.com. There's a listen live link, and you can listen to the show, watch the show, and you can do it on demand because both are archived. The audio portion of the show is under show schedule. The video portion is right there on the home page. I urge and I would recommend that you consider taking a look at the new 2015 dietary guidelines provided by your government. You know, a lot of people go after the federal government all the time and this and that. Well, your federal government does a lot of good things in terms of health. And one of the reports that they publish, I'm always on government sites looking at the different reports that the scientists for the government publish, and they publish, and the studies that they do to create the data that put into these reports. Remember, these people have nothing to do all day but that job. And they're good at it. I'm telling you, they're good at it. Part of the 2015 recommendations, if you get your hands on it, it's easy to do. Just go to a search engine, type in 2015 guidelines report, and get the PDF version. And it's extensive. But there's a section in there where they talk about nutrients of concern for underconsumption. And right at the very first nutrient that they mention is vitamin D. Horrible grade in school, but a good micronutrient. They say that vitamin D is unequivocally essential for skeletal health. And they go on to talk about vitamin D's role in that capacity and so on. And then it's being classified as a shortfall nutrient. And it should be a nutrient of public health concern. This is interesting. They said, now I'm quoting, dietary intake of vitamin D in the United States is low and well below what's recommended for all age and sex groups. And vitamin D is the sunshine vitamin, by the way. Let's get it from the sun, not vitamin C. Now, if you're living in the Northeast someplace or where there's bad, horrible weather and you haven't seen sun for a while, just cloudy skies, you can do it through dietary supplementation or eating certain foods high in, and I'm going to report on a story about vitamin D in combination with another nutrient here in a second. But they mention that, and they talk about it in great detail. Then they mention calcium and how, it's obtained from milk and milk products, fortified juices, some plant foods, soy products, vegetables. Calcium is very important. They mentioned that as they're concerned about it being the language that they use is underconsumption, nutrients of concern for underconsumption. And they think calcium is one of those nutrients. Potassium is another one that they list. And then my all-time, and the reason why I'm doing this, because these are the exact things I talk about on this show. Day in and day out. Fiber is next on their list. And how it's the most, they say the most important, well-recognized role for fiber is colonic health and maintenance of proper relaxation. Translation, go to the bathroom. But a growing body of evidence, they say, also suggests that fiber may play a role in preventing coronary heart disease, colorectal, and other cancers, type 2 diabetes, and obesity. Why, hell, I've been saying that for 10 years. Day in and day out, to the point where you're probably annoyed with me about this fiber business. Here it's laid out as a nutrient for concern as in terms of undernutrition. Iron is another one that they put on their list that people should be concerned about. Nutrients of concern for overconsumption. Sodium, right at the top of their list. There has not, you'll have to look high and low in my house to find a salt shaker. There hasn't been one in my house. I can't tell you when. Since when. Got rid of them decades ago. Literally. Saturated fat, second on their list. They said the dietary guideline that used the 2013 American Heart Association, American College of Cardiology report on lifestyle management to reduce cardiovascular risk, they said, for its evaluation of saturated fat intake. And I don't care who you are. If you're talking to somebody and they tell you you don't have to worry about how much saturated fat you're consuming throughout the course of the day, you should spin around on your heels and walk away, because that person doesn't know what they're talking about. There's this popular trend these days. They say, oh, fat is not the villain. No, fat isn't the villain. It's not that easy. It's the type of fat and how much. It's the unhealthy fat. And if 30% of your fat intake is, or 40% of it, of the fat intake is saturated fat, you're flirting with an early demise. And it's, and again, it's popular these days to try, here's what they've done. In order to correct one overreaction to fat, they've created another overreaction. Bad policy. But apparently your government thinks that saturated fat is an issue, and so do I.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Renew Life, the Digestive Care Company, Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing, Greens Plus, superfood for super health, Medi-C Plus, for heart health and more. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Talking about the 2015 dietary guidelines. There's an interesting recommendation regarding cholesterol in the new guidelines. Previously, the dietary guidelines recommended that cholesterol intake be limited to more than 300 milligrams a day. The new guidelines do not include that recommendation because, quote, available evidence shows no appreciable relationship between the consumption of dietary cholesterol and serum cholesterol consistent with the conclusion of the American Heart Association report, end quote. Cholesterol is not a nutrient of concern for overconsumption, end quote. I wonder. That's a surprising finding. There's some other surprising findings in the guideline. They talk about farm-raised fish, seafood. They're talking about wild-caught seafood has long been healthier than farm-raised. That's been the prevailing view. But these new 2015 guidelines, and John will put that study up here, article out of WebMD. The new guidelines suggest that the thinking is misguided. For many common fish, such as bass, cod, salmon, and trout, farm-raised has as much or more healthy omega-3 fatty acids as fish caught in the wild, it says in the WebMD article. However, you could put a gun to my head and I won't eat farm-raised fish because I know how they raise them. I have not one whit of interest in eating that fish. None. I will pass, at least at the moment. I don't like the way they raise the fish. I don't like what they feed them. I don't like that these fish are contained in these confined environments. We know with organisms, small and large, when confined and put into small spaces, disease forms. The animals, the fish raised in these farms, given antibiotics because they don't want them to get sick. The salmon they give them compounds so that they get the orange color back. They turn gray. They feed them fish meal and other kinds of food that I wouldn't feed my cats, Tony and Mario. So I disagree with the guidelines on it, and I also disagree with their cholesterol recommendation. I think it sends a wrong message. True, cholesterol is not the end-all and be-all of heart disease. It's just one variable. It accounts for a small part of the variance of heart disease. But you shouldn't just say to the public, don't worry about it, eat all you want. Because there are people walking the earth that already, because of their own unique biology, produce too much cholesterol. And the last thing those people need to do is be eating more cholesterol. So I don't know I disagree with that guideline. I disagree with their farm-raised seafood guideline. I do agree with them saying that they're concerned about salt. Adults who need to lower their lower their blood pressure should be consuming, and according to them, the government, less than 2,400 milligrams of sodium a day. Under 1,500 is better yet, and that's where I would hang it around 1,200 myself, but nevertheless. I do agree with the guidelines about saturated fat. They think that ideally we should eat less than 10% of calories from saturated fat. I sort of agree with that. But your diet has to consist of other kinds of fat, like the omega-3 fatty acids, for example, or the monounsaturated fatty acids. If you like provolone, I like provolone cheese. One slice has 5 grams of saturated fat. I agree with the guidelines about the excess sugar and weight gain. You don't need to be a nutritionist and study clinical nutrition specifically to figure that out. It's the added sugars that I report on constantly on this show that that show up in the lineup. You have to watch, especially with these juices. And I understand the therapeutic idea of juicing. I get that. But you remember, when you juice, you strip out the fiber. I think you should also blend and juice. I think the combination is a good idea. So there's some things I agree with in the diet guidelines, but other things I don't agree with. They do talk about artificial sweeteners, and they feel that that's not a good idea. I agree with that. Remember, I keep saying you can't trick biology. And I've reported on these stories and studies too, where the brain, you eat the artificial sweetener, the brain, you're sending a mix. The brain thinks, oh, it's supposed to be sugar. It's not sugar. It's something else. And then there's a side effect. And the body biologically acts, it's supposed to want the sugar. It's looking for the sugar. And the sugar's not there. You got the sweet taste. You're getting mixed signals to the brain. And then it starts to behave in an unusual way that has deleterious consequences for you. Again, the shows are on demand at letstalknutrition.com. I don't get into the weeds on every one of these, otherwise I'd never get through the show, and I talk about these issues. Now, I mentioned I do agree with their recommendation that we're they don't use this term, but there's a phrase, there's a vitamin D deficiency. They suggest it. There's an undernourishment. Turns out that sometimes, and vitamin D is a fat-oriented micronutrient, fat-soluble. There's a story out today, and we'll put it up when we come back, about omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D, and how taking them together can help with your brain and generally, but with serotonin production specifically. Come back, I'll tell you about that. Vitamin D. Now, you'll notice companies such as Natural Factors, Nordic Naturals, have their fish oil supplements, and they're adding vitamin D to it. It's a good idea.
Still looking for your fountain of youth? It's Xenia. Look no further than the beauty aisle of your favorite health and nutrition store. Xenia is the newest product from Form Essentials, the brand that brought you solace. So you know it's filled with the highest quality ingredients. Many cosmetic products only treat topically, while Xenia addresses aging and hair loss from within. Formulated to support the growth of radiant hair, skin, and nails, Xenia is sure to help you turn back the hands of time and assist you in aging gracefully. Xenia provides a spectrum of key vitamins and other evidence-based natural ingredients such as alpha-lipoic acid, biotin, collagen, and elastin peptides, all combined in one capsule for your convenience. By promoting beauty from the inside out, you are strengthening your cells and creating a lasting enhancement to your natural beauty. Xenia fits into your daily routine and can be taken to boost your current cosmetic products. Available now at leading health and nutrition stores. Ask for Xenia by name. Start taking Xenia hair, skin, and nails today and get ready to look amazing.
Exclusively from Natural Factors.
I'm Dr. Michael Murray. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to talk with you about PGX, a truly revolutionary natural product that works perfectly to help get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult. PGX is a clinically proven way to help people to achieve their ideal body weight that is safe and natural. PGX leads to a dramatic reduction in the glycemic index of any food or meal. It also ultimately causes the release of compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. One, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and two, improving the action of the hormone insulin. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, it's not your fault. You just need the tremendous support that PGX can provide. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, please go to pgx.com.
Coenzyme Q10 is a powerful antioxidant nutrient. It protects against free radical damage, supports heart function, energy production, and immune response. Aging reduces our ability to absorb CoQ10 from our diet, so supplementing with a highly absorbable form of CoQ10 is the first step to ensuring optimal levels in the body. Secondly, typical CoQ10 supplements are in a ubiquinone or non-reduced form. For the body to use that type of CoQ10, it must first convert it to ubiquinol or the reduced form. QH Absorb is Jarrow Formula's highly absorbable and bioavailable CoQ10 supplement. Not only is QH Absorb more absorbable than traditional CoQ10 supplements, but as ubiquinol, it's already in a reduced bioavailable form. Your body can use QH Absorb without having to do any conversion work. Ask specifically for Jarrow Formula's QH Absorb at your favorite vitamin retailer. For more information on QH Absorb, go to jarrow.com. That's JARROW for the best and highly absorbable bioavailable CoQ10 supplements.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance. Smart choices to living longer and stronger include making Kyolic aged garlic extract a part of your daily routine. For years, medical researchers have recommended adding Kyolic to the diet as a powerful tool to enhancing overall heart and immune health. Recent clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and the only antioxidant garlic supplement available worldwide. Maintaining a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract, available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit kyolic.com, that's KYOLIC.com, or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Natural Factors, where great health begins. Right Way Nutrition. Nutrition the right way. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Apparently, the 2015 dietary guidelines for Americans, that report thinks omega-3 fatty acids from fish is important. They also think that vitamin D is important. I agree with them both. And I think, you know what? In combination, they're even better. A study published in FASEB Journal, a Dr. Rhonda Patrick and a Dr. Bruce Ames talk about how that serotonin as a possible missing link in trying to with respect to vitamin D and omega-3, putting those two together, that somehow vitamin D and omega-3s together might be the missing link in getting serotonin levels right. This is interesting. And those two researchers talk about these two micronutrients. There's macronutrients and then there's micronutrients. The micronutrients are your vitamins and minerals. For neuropsychiatric illnesses, serotonin is implicated in a lot of these mood disorder kinds of psychological, psychiatric issues. And serotonin, turns out, affects a wide range of cognitive functions and behaviors, including your mood, decision-making, social behavior, impulsive behavior, and even plays a role in social decision-making. What you're seeing on your screen, if you're watching the show, is from Eureka Alert, the report, the press release, and giving them attribution. And here's what the Dr. Patrick says. In this paper, we explain how serotonin is a critical modulator of executive function, impulse control, sensory gating, and pro-social behavior. He went on to say, Dr. Patrick did, we link serotonin production to the function to vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids, suggesting one way these important micronutrients help the brain function and affect the way we behave, end quote. And children who have behavioral problems at school, we see now more and more that vitamin D and the omega-3 fatty acids being prescribed by physicians to these children to help them behave better because of the serotonin. ADHD and these other kinds of disorders that children experience. There was a reason why your mom stopped you at the door when you were a child and opened your mouth and stuck a big tablespoon of cod liver oil in your mouth with orange juice in the other hand and said, drink this. But Mom, drink this. Open wide. It turns out that EPA, you hear me talk about EPA, DHA. EPA is eicosapentaenoic acid. That increases serotonin release from these presynaptic neurons that you have in your central nervous system by reducing inflammatory signals in the brain known as, they call them E2 series. Don't ask me to explain. They're prostaglandins is what they are, and which inhibits serotonin release and suggests how inflammation, they say in the article, may negatively impact serotonin in the brain. I keep saying on this show till I'm almost full of inflammation that if you don't manage inflammation levels throughout the lifespan, especially as you move deeper and deeper into the lifespan, you're in for a rough ride. Turns out that inflammation is not only implicated with aging, but inflammation is implicated with disease, and even now we see, especially with psychological, psychiatric kinds of diseases and disorders. And the brain does not like to be heated up, so to speak. And the brain loves DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, loves it. So you want to get both. The DHA influences the action of various serotonin receptors as well. It makes them more accessible to serotonin by increasing cell membrane fluidity in these postsynaptic neurons. You have presynaptic neurons and you have postsynaptic neurons. I was just reading about this over the weekend in my anatomy and physiology book. I'm taking a double course in anatomy and physics, a 6-hour course. I have no life. It's 25 hours a week of study. It's a 6-hour course, so you can imagine. But I love the course. So take your vitamin D and your omega-3 fatty acids together. This gives a whole new twist on getting ahead. This is bizarre. There's this researcher in Italy, Dr. Canavero. In an upcoming American Academy of Neurological and Orthopedic Surgeons in Annapolis, Maryland, Dr. Canavero is going to be talking about, wait for it, head transplants. Are you serious? You can't. There's no way I could have sat up all night thinking, what bizarre story. And if you think I'm making it up, if you're watching, headline on the article, first human head transplant 2 years away, says one surgeon. Listen, right now, given what I know about anatomy, right now, they have a hard time removing the prostate gland in men without making them impotent and suffering from incontinence. We're just talking about the prostate. Now we're talking about think about this. Spinal cord, all the nerves. They're going to transplant somebody's head? I don't know. Get ahead. Yeah, get ahead. How do you do that? How in God's name are you going to do that? The spinal cord, I scratched my head. I read this. I said, is he high? Apparently he's serious. They said in the article, both the recipient's head and the donor's body would need to be cooled sufficiently to allow more time for the cells to survive without an oxygen supply. That's the least of your worries, my man. They said the recipient's head would then be connected to the donor's body. What are you doing? What's this, like screwing on a lid to a bottle? What are you talking about? The two ends of the spinal cord are then fused together by flushing the area with polyethylene glycol. Good, okay. Studies have shown this chemical can help promote regrowth of cells that make up the spinal cord. I don't know. Can you imagine? Old body, new head. So, I'm just saying, I report on these things. That's what's out there. This is serious scientist. Get ahead.
and promises made during the following program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom.
Get ready to get healthy. Get ready to get fit. Get ready to take charge of your health. Get ready to listen, learn, and live healthier. Because your health is your wealth. It's time for some information and inspiration. It's time to talk about health and nutrition. Nutrition for your body, for your mind, for your spirit. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition. Proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, supplementation for when you don't. Let's Talk Nutrition. Scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Daily prizes and giveaways. Follow Dr. Garko on Twitter at Dr. Garko and on Facebook at facebook.com/Dr. Michael Garko. Now, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition.
It's great to be with you. Thanks for stopping by today. We're at the end of the week, but we're not at the end of the conversation about health, wellness, and well-being. That's an ongoing, that's 24/7, 365. This show is on the air virtually every day of the week, not the weekend, even when I'm on vacation. The show continues to air through holidays and whatnot, unless we're preempted by some sporting event. So you can count on us being there all the time, one way or another. And the shows are on demand at letstalknutrition.com. The video of the show, because it does stream, is right there on the homepage. The audio is under show schedule. In the spirit, I walked down the hall during the last set of messages, and I walked into one of the program director's offices, one of the program directors, her office, whom I speak with all the time, and I see sitting on the floor the following. If you're watching the show, this is what I found in her office. John. That is a giant. You can't even get the appreciation for the scale of that basket. That is a huge basket filled with Hostess Twinkies. I've never seen that many Twinkies in one place in my entire life. My technical producer is...
I have.
Yeah, you at the fair.
No, I've actually been to the Hostess
factory.
Oh, this is so awesome.
Don't they deep fry those things too?
Oh, yes. On a funnel cake batter, swizzle with chocolate drizzle. On a stick.
Stephen, does that tempt you at all? Seeing that image?
I actually didn't see it. Let me poke my head around here. Yeah, I'd probably take one. It's been a long time since I've had a Twinkie.
Really?
Yeah.
They stopped making them for a while.
Yes, they went out of business.
Saddest day of my life.
Yeah, I mean it was. The country went into a grand funk.
Yeah, I'm not a huge cake sweets guy. So I mean, but every once in a while.
That doesn't. This was a promotion. This is The Last Man on Earth. It premieres Sunday, March 11th on March the 1st on Fox. It's called The Last Man on Earth. Apparently, let me put my glasses on because the print is in micronutrient form. The host is a fella by the name of Phil Miller. And apparently, what they did to promote this show, they sent out to radio stations, TV stations, wherever, a shopping basket filled, they said, with Phil Miller's #1 dietary supplement, Twinkies. Well, congratulations, Phil. Good luck with that, my man. Last man on Earth. He sort of looks like the last man on Earth, too. He's got a full beard. He looks like one of those survivalists. So, it's either the Twinkie or an orange. Which one would you choose?
Orange first.
You wash it down with a Twinkie, right?
Wash it down with a Twinkie.
Unbelievable.
That's a Twinkie shooter.
Look at that thing. I mean, there must be, what, a couple of hundred of them in there? Yeah. I don't know.
They may not get those back.
No, she wants them back. They're going to pay. You know what? You know what? This would be a great. I'm going to ask her if we can do this. Put it in the kitchen, and I'll bet you before I leave the building, half of those will be gone.
Oh, absolutely.
You want to bet?
No, I bet they would, in a heartbeat.
We should. Too bad I can't go grab her and ask her to come in here and get on.
You want me to go get her?
Yeah, go. See, ask her if she'll come on the air with me. She's a disc jockey. We'll see if we can get her on the air. I know if we put those in the kitchen, they would be gone. There's at least a couple hundred of these Twinkies in there.
You'd have to up the experiment and have an equal amount of some fruit product or some veggies right next to it.
Okay.
And just to see the difference.
So in the studio is one of the program directors. Her first name is Ty. I won't tell you her last name because she didn't give me permission to do that. Grab a microphone. You know about radio.
How does this work? Oh, gosh. Hair might not work. Or maybe I've had too many Twinkies. It's hard to say.
What is up with all these Twinkies?
Okay, so I am also on air on one of our sister stations, and as part of an endorsement, the client sent me a basket of Twinkies.
That's unbelievable. I walked in your office. I said, she's gone over the edge now. She's so depressed. She went and bought this giant basket.
There are times that if you come into my office and there's food there that I tell you just to get out because I buy donuts for the staff or something like that. But I try to be pretty good for the most part. I have yet to have a Twinkie though.
What do you intend to do with all those? Because I have an experiment in mind. I'll bet you, Ty, that if we put that in the kitchen, within an hour, at least half of those would be gone. You want to bet? Maybe all of them.
I guarantee you all of them will be gone.
By the end of the day.
Oh, for sure by the end of the day, if by lunch. But I think we need them for a viral video, actually.
Okay.
But I would be in otherwise, because you're completely correct. I've seen, it's like savages. When you put food out there, it's just everywhere. There's tomatoes on the walls. I mean, it's crazy. So.
Yeah, but you could put all, I wonder if you put a big tray of veggies and whatnot, unless you.
No.
No.
I've seen that because after we'll have a client something or other and there's a bunch of food and some of it is like a crudité platter and that's always the last to go. Always.
Unless you have some really fat-oriented dip.
Even still, you have to use vegetables to dip it. They don't want any part of it.
So how long you been in radio? 20 years?
No, not that many. 15?
15 years.
Yeah.
And you're a program director here at iHeartMedia.
Mm-hmm.
I see Ty every day, and your job is?
Program director of WXTB, and I also voice track. I do afternoons here, and then I do a bunch of shows around the country.
Yeah, you have a great radio voice.
Thank you.
By the way.
Thank you. It's the Twinkies.
It's the Twinkies?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is amazing. That's amazing. I've never seen that many Twinkies collected in one place. I looked. And I was looking to see the ingredient. There is no ingredient. There's no ingredients label on this package.
Right. Well, they came out of a box that probably had it. But just like Oreos are vegan, I don't know if Twinkies are vegan, but there's a good point that there may be.
This unit not labeled for retail sale. This unit.
Mm-hmm.
This unit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What is it about radio and the consumption of horrible food? What's up with that? I see pizzas rolling in here. I see all kinds of fast food. What's up with that?
I would imagine that it has something to do with people being busy, and so we want things quick. It's also an environment of people that want instant gratification. That's who radio people are.
This is a stressful job.
It's very stressful, and we're very type A, a lot of us are. And then you have like our creative butterflies on the sides that we all manage. But I mean, for the most part, we want instant gratification. We want it when we want it. There are people that eat really healthy as well, but there's really no middle ground. It's very, either I always eat junk or I pretty regularly eat junk, or I eat really healthy and never eat junk.
I've been walking into this building for almost 10 years, and I've seen a lot go on in terms of food. The vending machines. I do notice that the vending machines are a little better now in the kitchen. They remodeled the kitchen.
Yep.
They have some better food options, but not all that many. Most of it's processed foods.
Yeah. Even there's sandwiches in there now, or I think hard-boiled eggs. I don't eat eggs, so I wouldn't know. But there's nicer things as far as fresher quality.
Yeah.
But they actually go bad because we don't eat them, which is sort of funny.
So my studio, the studio that I'm in, it's AM 1250 WHNZ, WINS. I'm on the end of the building where you have program directors and you heard Ty mention the creative talent that they have up here, the producers. And it's fun being on this end of the building. This is the crew that I hang out with up here and have done so for 10 years. And it is stressful. You'd be amazed how much work goes into producing a show, getting it on the air, all the commercials, the talent, the producers, what they have to do, the program directors. It's amazing. But thank you for the prop. I had to show the listener, who's now a viewer of Let's Talk Nutrition, a giant basket of Twinkies. There's nutritional sin to your heart's galore.
Over the past 60 years, I have prescribed and been introduced to countless health therapies from around the world. I formulated Medi-C Plus, a natural remedy with high amounts of vitamin C and lysine for maintaining strong bones, cartilage, teeth, and gums, and aiding in collagen formation. Now in my 90s, Medi-C Plus is my insurance for the maintenance of good health. Make Medi-C Plus a part of your daily health routine too.
Available at health food stores and specialty pharmacies.
And other evidence-based natural ingredients.
Over the past 60 years, I have prescribed and been introduced to countless health therapies from around the world. I formulated Medi-C Plus, a natural remedy with high amounts of vitamin C and lysine for maintaining strong bones, cartilage, teeth, and gums, and aiding in collagen formation. Now in my 90s, Medi-C Plus is my insurance for the maintenance of good health. Make Medi-C Plus a part of your daily health routine too.
Available at health food stores and specialty pharmacies.
Oceans 3 was created with a simple premise in mind. Develop a line of premium omega-3 fish oil formulations that met or exceeded the market leader in quality, and then go beyond omega-3 by providing amplified benefits and value to the consumer. Oceans 3 contains ultra-pure, high-potency fish oil, along with astaxanthin and fucoxanthin. Each of these ingredients, when taken individually, have superb benefits. When they are combined into the exciting compound omega-xanthin, they work synergistically to amplify their already amazing benefits. In addition to the synergy of omega-xanthin, Oceans 3 offers unrivaled purity and greater value than the leading omega-3 fish oils available today, making the Oceans 3 family of products the best choice for anyone looking to add a healthy dose of omega-3 fats and a giant dose of extraordinary health to their lives.
Are you looking for a product that will aid weight loss both safely and naturally? That will stimulate your metabolism and reduce the absorption of fat from food? Then look no further than Right Way Nutrition. As featured on national daytime health shows, Right Way Nutrition is a premium dietary and nutritional supplement provider who believes the best form of encouragement is results. Right Way Nutrition aims to provide customers with the most superior and effective products available. Right Way Nutrition's 100% pure green coffee bean extract with Svetol does just that. While green coffee bean extract may not be new to the scene, Right Way Nutrition offers a new and improved formula of green coffee bean extract infused with their trademark ingredient Svetol, which is proven to be a vital ingredient for successful weight loss results. Right Way Nutrition provides you with a fast-acting, healthy, effective green coffee bean extract proven to naturally and safely aid weight loss. Your search for the perfect natural weight loss supplement is over. Right Way Nutrition's 100% pure green coffee bean extract with Svetol will help you reach all your weight loss goals.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit takesolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. Garden of Life, empowering extraordinary health. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Flexin, the joint health experts. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever, however you may be listening, whatever you may be doing. If you're watching the show right now, we're going to do a segment. I have a keen interest in cultural nutrition, cross-cultural nutrition. And what I know is that food, and you know this as well, is one of the main fabrics of any culture. And the food tradition, the food culture, often reflects what's going on in the cultural generally, and will be a great predictor of the health of that culture. What I want to show and share with you right now and talk about with you if you're listening is Huffington Post, give them attribution. You notice I always do that? I always worry about plagiarism. You should always reference the source. I'm giving Huffington Post attribution. That means credit in my reporting. They've done a very nice piece called School Lunches from Around the World. And they said the headline was, photos of school lunches from around the world will make American kids want to study abroad. Turns out that the government has what they call the National School Lunch Program. This is a federally assisted meal program that operating in the public and nonprofit private schools served that outfit served 5.1 billion lunches. The question becomes the quality of these lunches. So, what I'm about to show you, if you're watching the show, is we'll scroll down. John's going to pull this up. Do we have, if you look on your screen, if you look to the right and the bottom, there's an American, there's the typical lunch served in the USA. You can see what's on there. There's a fried popcorn chicken, mashed potatoes, peas, fruit cup, and a chocolate chip cookie. Okay? Take a look at the one from Brazil. It's not up there. Let me see. Let me find one that Italy. You have Italy up there? Yes. All right. Here's a school lunch from Italy. What's in it? Local fish on a bed of salad, pasta with tomato sauce, caprese salad, some nice roll there, and some grapes. I would eat that in a heartbeat, the lunch from Italy. Look at that.
I love arugula.
Arugula.
That's awesome.
That's a great lunch. Let's take a look at the lunch from Finland. What's in that lunch? Pea soup. I'll eat that. Beet salad. Sign me up. Carrot salad. I'll eat that. Bread. And this sort of like a dessert pancake with fresh berries. Look at that.
I'm hungry.
All right. I'm even looking at one from South Korea. Here's the school lunch for South Korea. Fish soup, tofu over rice, kimchi, and fresh veggies. France. Here's the school lunch with steak, carrots, green beans, cheese, and fresh fruit. Look at that. The meat, okay, I guess. But There's a common theme here among all these. Here's the one from Greece. We don't have it up on the screen, but baked chicken, sign me up, over orzo, stuffed grape leaves, tomato and cucumber salad, fresh oranges, and Greek yogurt with pomegranate seeds. I look at that, I'm saying, I'll eat absolutely. Here's the one from the Ukraine. I don't know about this one. Mashed potatoes with sausage, borscht, cabbage, and a dessert pancake of some sort or another. Spain. Sautéed shrimp over brown rice and vegetables, gazpacho, fresh peppers, bread, and an orange.
That right there is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, these are, ladies and gentlemen, these are school lunches. And if you're watching the show, you can see we just have 5 of them up there. What's my point? My point is that the lunch that we're serving here, that American lunch that we showed you, you have young children being introduced to that kind of food. Chocolate chip cookie, popcorn chicken, mashed potatoes, some peas, and I don't know what.
Those are peaches in a cup.
Peaches in a cup. That's about as appetizing to me. I mean, it's not even interesting looking. It looks like some sort of I don't know what.
And the kids are only eating the chicken nuggets and a cookie.
Exactly. So their relationship with food is formed by these kinds of experiences. When I look at these other lunches from these other countries, it's just astonishing, the difference. It's unbelievable. So these cultural differences in nutrition, diet and nutrition are remarkable. And food is to be enjoyed. Nutrition should not be some sort of forced march concept through the jungles of Burma in heavy heat. It's not. That's what the food is not. Food is not about that. It doesn't have to be horrible tasting, awful looking. It should look good, taste good, feel good in your mouth, get good effects. That's what the nature of food is. I don't know why we don't get it. That school lunch, no wonder the kids, you know how much, I don't know the statistic, but it's got to be in the hundreds of millions of dollars, the food that they throw away from these school lunch programs. The kids won't eat it. They'll take it because they have to put it on the tray. They force them. Right. Already you got a problem. You have to eat it. You told me that as a child. You have to eat it. What would I do? I'd sit there. Would never eat it.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Renew Life, the Digestive Care Company, Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing, Greens Plus, superfood for super health, Medi-C Plus, for heart health and more. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition, on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
We're back, and if you just missed that last segment, we showed some lunches from around the world, school lunches. We're showing it up on the screen at letstalknutrition.com right now if you're watching. And there are many more. There are 20 different lunches that they looked at from across the world, across the globe. And I must tell you, the lunch we're serving our kids, a standard American lunch, compared to the one, listen, any of those lunches would be a terrific meal. I mean, it would look beautiful. I mean, it would taste great. Gives you a whole different relationship with food. No wonder the kids, we give children the wrong idea about eating healthy. They think that that's eating healthy. That tray, that whatever that was that we showed, that American lunch, I don't consider that all that healthy. It's uninteresting. It's almost monochromatic, white. It's boring. It's horrible.
My question is, if that's what we're feeding our kids, how alert are they?
Not very. And that's why this is where, and I know that there are some experts out there that do not believe in supplementation. Children, cognitively speaking, their brains have to be lit up when they go to school. And that doesn't happen just that morning. It's day in and day out nutrition. Are they getting enough EPA and DHA, omega-3 fatty acids, monounsaturated fatty acids into their diet? Getting enough protein, getting enough the complex carbs. So we have this high educational cognitive demand to put on the youngsters, and with a lunch like that, I'm not so sure that day in and day out eating that lunch that we showed from the American rendition is going to get it done.
Could that be a reason that a lot of our kids are heavier?
The reason why, look, John, 17% are obese. Obese. And I forget what the number is that are overweight. So, it's astonishing. The obesity rate among children has tripled since 1980. And it's not genetics, brother. It's not genetics. It's diet and lifestyle. There are a couple contributing factors. One, they've become more sedentary than ever in the history of this country. In the history of this country, we've never had children so sedentary. Secondly, in the history of this country, we've never had children eating such large quantities of unhealthy food, these processed foods loaded with salt, sugar, and fat. And never in the history of this country have we had this many children this sick at an early age, having adult diseases, taking adult medications. It's shameful. If we treated pets that way, household pets, they would call every animal organization on the planet would say that's animal abuse. The way we're feeding, I'm not saying that that's abuse the way we're doing children, but my point is that it's unconscionable. As a society, we let that exist. Look at these other countries, the lunches that we showed. Many of those countries, Finland, Spain, Italy, Greece, France, and we went down the list. Ukraine even though they were giving them sausage and whatever they were giving them.
Bangers and mash.
Yeah, whatever. Those lunches, I don't know what we're doing. I don't get it. Just don't get it. We could do better at this. And speaking of diet, I reported on this past week. World's diet worsening with globalization. Guess who's responsible for that? The West, the Western countries, U.S., Europe, and so on. The more the Western diet is finding its way into other cultures, the worse they're becoming, especially Asian cultures. Asian cultures have thousands of years of healthy eating traditions. With the introduction of the Western diet into these cultures, the people are becoming sicker. Heart disease is going up, type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, cancer rates, and so on. Food has consequences. I mean, it's astonishing. This is so obvious, it's almost insulting to the listener to even mention it. But when I looked at that really caught, and I must thank John because he brought it to my attention. He said, Doc, look at this. Look at these lunches from around. I said, let's put it up. I had no plan to talk about that today. But when I see stories like that, when you see the actual difference, I mean, you see the difference. You shake your head and say, we can't do better than this? No, children are pretty smart. They're walking through that lunch line and they see some of that food in there. You wouldn't slop hogs with it. I wouldn't eat it and you wouldn't eat it either, but we expect the kids to eat it because why? They're kids. You should do what you're told. Really? That's not the way you raise children. That's not the way you shape their relationship with food. And I don't know why, and I just can't get this into my head either. I don't know why healthy eating is portrayed, as I call it, a forced march through the jungles of Burma during extreme heat. Since when? Healthy eating is fun and tasty and appeals to the eye. You just got to know what you're doing. I look at those other countries. They don't have some, those kids, that's the way they eat every day. Their parents are no more nutritionists than our parents are. But that's the food of the culture. That's the tradition. That's why I'm so intrigued with cross-cultural nutrition. I know I'm going on about it, but it ranks me terribly because I know how sick these kids are. Talk to pediatricians. Their hair is on fire. They're so frustrated. What if you were a pediatrician, have to write a prescription for high blood pressure medications for a 10-year-old? I mean, what do you think that makes that doctor feel like? You feel like you're losing a battle. You're losing the war and you're losing a battle too. Battle after battle. So here we are, poor countries in Sub-Saharan Africa and Asia are seeing the fastest increases in unhealthy food consumption. Why? It's reported in this study because of the importation of the Western diet into those cultures. I'm just saying. That's why we call this show Let's Talk Nutrition. That's what we talk about, but we connect it to everything else because it is connected to everything else. Unbelievable. Just drives me crazy. It's one thing for, we're adults. We make choices and we have more experience. What does a 7-year-old, 6-year-old, 10-year-old, 9-year-old, whatever, these young children and adolescents, we're trying to give them a good start in life. They're thinking about, you got to get a better job. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to join this club, join that club. You got to be on the sports team. You got to this and that. Wait a second. Why don't you sit down for a second and figure out what you're going to feed them first before you send them off to do all these crazy things so that you can feel better about your own failed ambitions.
Are you able to consume the recommended 6 to 8 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables in a day for optimal health and well-being? Who has time to prepare and eat that many servings? Now there is a way to consume 5 whole servings of fresh fruits and vegetables in an easy-to-mix drink. That's half of your daily recommended servings in one drink. Introducing Greens Plus Wild Berry Burst Powder, made up of 29 enzymatically alive whole foods, along with 7 antioxidant-rich berry extracts in a delicious powder form that you can easily mix into water or your favorite fruit juice. Greens Plus Wild Berry Burst contains sea vegetables, probiotics, organic grasses, and herbal extracts that help to support the immune system, provide increased energy, provide an alkaline pH, and cleanse and detoxify the body. No heat is used in the processing of Greens Plus Wild Berry Burst, so it is enzymatically alive, just like fresh fruits and vegetables. You can find Greens Plus Wild Berry Burst at your local health food store. Ask for it by name.
Did you know that doctors recommend omega-3 essential fatty acids for kids and grown-ups alike? Nordic Naturals, the #1 fish oil in the U.S., offers omega-3s for everyone. In fact, Nordic Naturals has one of the largest product portfolios in the world. Our best-selling Ultimate Omega is available in soft gels or liquid, both with a light, clean lemon flavor and no fishy aftertaste. This concentrated formula has been clinically shown to support heart health. For children, kids everywhere love Nordic Naturals Children's DHA, offered in great-tasting strawberry liquid or chewable soft gels. New Omega Boost is a creamy, delicious formulation of omega-3s. With its great mango taste and velvety smooth texture, Nordic Naturals Omega Boost is a great choice for the whole family. Nordic Naturals carefully manages every step of production of our omega-3 fish oils from boat to bottle, so you can count on Nordic Naturals to be exceptionally pure, fresh, and effective. Nordic Naturals for kids and grown-ups alike. Available at natural products retailers or online at nordicnaturals.com.
As a family-owned company since 1968, Now Foods has spent the last 46 years building a legacy in the natural health industry as a trusted leader. Now provides a comprehensive approach to wellness by offering more than 1,400 high-quality health foods, supplements, sports nutrition, and personal care products at an affordable price. Now believes that natural is better. They don't use artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners, and they offer many vegetarian, organic, and gluten-free products. Their foods are all non-GMO. Since their beginning, Now has grown to become an award-winning leader in the natural health industry. But one thing has never changed: their commitment to providing the highest quality products at the best value to empower people to lead healthier lives. High quality doesn't have to mean high price. From essential oils to amino acids, multivitamins to natural sweeteners, Now has you covered. To find a store near you that carries Now products, or for more information, visit nowfoods.com. That's nowfoods.com.
Medi-C Plus. The C in Medi-C Plus stands for vitamin C, and the plus stands for lysine. Did you know vitamin C is arguably the most important water-soluble antioxidant in the human body? Or that we cannot produce vitamin C on our own like animals do? We need Medi-C Plus to meet our daily needs. Medi-C Plus provides the body with a high concentration of vitamin C and lysine, which work together to build collagen for optimal heart health. Dr. Gifford Jones, graduate of the Harvard Medical School, developed Medi-C Plus after his own heart attack 16 years ago. With the help of Medi-C Plus, Dr. Gifford Jones is now a healthy 91 years old. But Medi-C Plus is not just for heart health. Medi-C Plus also benefits your immune system, vision, promotes healthy skin, provides support for healthy teeth and gums, healthy joints, and much more. So make Medi-C Plus part of your daily routine and enjoy healthy living. Medi-C Plus at your local vitamin discount center and all fine health food stores. You can also order online at mymedi-c.com or call toll-free at 1-844-871-0069. When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Natural Factors, where great health begins. Right Way Nutrition. Nutrition the right way. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Here's the LT on Health question of the day. If you have the correct answer, you'll win a $25 supplement gift card. That's pretty good. So I was reporting on a story about transplantation. Now, we know that we've had a lot of success in transplanting different organ transplantation. We know that you've heard it reported in the news. They're able to transplant heart, kidneys, your liver, lungs, the pancreas, the intestine, the thymus gland, tissue transplants, including bone, cornea, skin, heart valves, nerves, veins. They're able to do all those kinds of transplantation procedures to get that, have these transplantation procedures to do these kinds of surgeries. So I reported on a story where they're talking about a particular kind of transplant that they expect, this, at least one doctor says, could have, that's maybe 2 years away. Was it A, a head transplant, B, a hand transplant, or C, a leg transplant? Which one of those did I report on where a surgeon says, Dr. Canavero, that's about 2 years away? A head transplant, a hand transplant, or a leg transplant? By the way, he's going to present his procedure, surgical procedure, to the American Academy of Neurological and Orthopedic Surgeons in Annapolis, Maryland. It's coming up, or it did come up. He did report that, or I don't know if it's whatever coming up, or it has come up, whatever. But he's going to be he's going to talk about that with other surgeons. 877-897-8255. 877-897-TALK. I remember giving a talk a while back, it was a couple of years ago, to a group of children. They must have been about, they were either 6th graders, 7th graders, somewhere in there, maybe a little younger. And I went in there and I talked about fast food with them. You know what was remarkable? Now, it was a high-end private school. The first thing I was struck by was that there were very few who were overweight or obese. There were a couple kids, but only the majority, clearly, overwhelming majority, the children were within their weight range. That's not the case in many schools. So that's the first thing I was struck by. The second thing I was so impressed with was their honesty and knowledge about food and what they eat and why they eat it. And it became clear to me they understood the difference between healthy and unhealthy. They knew that going to fast food places all the time was not a good idea. And then when I asked them why, the typical answer was, because that's where my mom takes me, or that's where my dad takes me. I'm just saying. And the reason why I get so upset about this is because, and I'm not a pediatrician, I'm not an MD, I'm a PhD. But if I were a pediatrician, I'd be beside myself. We are growing children, we're raising children, maybe the second generation of children that are growing up with adult diseases. I don't hear any outrage anywhere. I wish people would get that outraged about this as they do about this stupid politics. If they would get that same kind of passion infused into this issue, we would get something done. I'm just saying. And I know that, as I said at the beginning of this show, I do a lot of, as a medical journalist, I do reporting. And then I also do commentary. So the show's is a piece of both. So that piece of it today, you got a heavy dose of it. And I don't need to apologize for my passion about this. And I never would. But this is, it's no laughing matter. These are youngsters. They deserve better. Let's go to Tampa, Florida. Yvonne, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Thank you.
So this surgeon in Italy, Dr. Canavero, claims that he's going to be that this particular surgery that he's talking about is within the surgical realm of possibility within the next couple of years. Was he talking about a head transplant, a hand transplant, or a leg transplant?
A head transplant.
That's unbelievable. That's right. Get ahead.
That's because Italians are crazy people. I happen to be one of them.
Well, he's not short on imagination, I can tell you that.
Right.
He's not short on imagination. So I went online, and I was just looking at different kinds of organ transplants, and then other kinds of transplants, like limb transplants. They have done hand. They're thinking that they say that leg transplants are within the near future. So one soldier who lost 4 limbs in Iraq has double arm transplant.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're already doing those kinds of transplants. Now, the head is a different, that's a complicated process because of all the nerves. I don't know, but I thought it was sort of a bizarre story. I reported on it. Congratulations. You won a $25 supplement gift card. I just want to hear a real quick take. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about children and nutrition in this country?
Funny you ask me, because I have been to Italy many, many times over the past 30 years, living in the homes with Italian people, and there is no junk food there. Those children grow up eating good, healthy food. That's why when they're in school and it's there, that's all they know. You have to drive way into the big towns in order to have a little McDonald's in a fast food area in a mall, and that's only been there, say, in the last 20 years. Before then, they had nothing. Where our kids, they're exposed to it. I'll give you an example. My granddaughter, she is being raised eating well, but she sees the TV commercials. So I told her I was going to buy her a treat when I saw her, and she said, Nana, just take me to McDonald's. They have treats there. And she saw that on TV.
Yeah, see.
So our children are exposed to all of that.
Sure enough, your point's well taken. And we're shaping our relationship, the children's relationship with food, by exposing them to these kinds of messages and whatnot. We'll talk more about this. Thank you for your input. Thank you for calling and winning. Congratulations. Your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you.
Still looking for your fountain of youth? It's Xenia.